Get ready to be blown away this November. Encephalitrick drops a masterpiece in the heart of Lenesia, South Johannesburg. His latest mural takes over a backyard with a bold one-color theme that's all about tacos. But it's not just about the visuals. It's a storyteller's dream. A waterfall, the ocean, Granny, a beautiful yellow bone, buffaloes, and the Bushman. What does it all mean? What's the story behind this incredible fusion of characters and landscapes? Stay tuned, because you're about to dive into the inspiration behind this breathtaking mural. Don't touch that remote. You won't want to miss this visual feast.
We're taking it back as I sit and relax. As I take a look back to the founders of rap, I always think about them, like how they react. Is it really so fair that nowadays everybody say anything on the mic and then they just get paid? Every time, we never complain. Always keep my flow free, it's never prepaid. No free airtime, it's just like never relayed, never delayed. My style is always on replay. Watching these white boys, young boys that keep passing me, trying to laugh at me, cause they don't know the hip and the hop, but they're keeping alive. They will study, know it, maybe in the next lifetime, because everybody's hip hop. Now it's my time to just drop it. It's more like so sour or more sweet, just like the pin, the pop. Let it pin the pop. Every time when my balloon tries to get some air, they pop it. All these blackmailing, jealous motherfuckers who trying to be better than me. I never letting everybody be better than me. I am me, and I never be trying to be someone else. Of course, I just live in my shell, run my own race. Maybe never try to be in your own pace, because I never rush my shit. I take it easy, take it smooth, so slow like a worm. I jam and always be on that peanut and send it. Come and take a picture with me.
Tell me, what story were you trying to tell a story actually when you did this mural?
Yeah, well, of course, I was trying to tell a story. I was given a brief, so the reason I painted in one tone like this, in turquoise, I was trying to, let me fit the brief, meet the brief's requirements. Yeah, I was told to paint something that had water, something that had to do with nature, and that depicted tranquility, something that had peace in it, so I wasn't really sure what I was gonna paint. So I groped around the water theme first. I was like, let me play along waterfalls, because that's where I started. That's where you asked the question. The waterfalls. I was like, okay, let me just see what I can do, patch, get references, patch pictures together so that I can move along with the world. So I think on day 2, yeah, I was convinced that the water does look like water, Then on day 3 was when I moved to my signature character that I keep repeating, which is old people, which is a the granny wrinkles, which I find it challenging. It's not an easy type of rendering when you have to shade their skin. So that the challenge I always like to tackle it, and so I'm kind of getting better, and I see which caps work better for carving it out, cutting back easier and stuff. So yeah, it's also still a learning curve for me. I can't say this yet, but now I'm well versed in painting Abumakoko. I'm still kind of learning even as of right now. So yeah, as I chose Bushman, I was thinking of something indigenous, along nature. When our people were more in tune to nature before they got colonized and before they were taught Roman alphabets and how to read and write, that sort of things in the English language. And for our fellow Africans, other Africans learned how to speak Portuguese and French, along the colonization and stuff. So I was trying to depict scenes before that, So the ships is obviously the Europeans, and the Bushmen is the indigenous people of that time. And as you can see across the lady, the young girl, where she's facing where Africa is at, like where the riches are at, where they have wildlife riches and mineral riches, gold and other minerals, or diamond, things like those. So I'm still working on it so far. So the depictions are, yeah, basically nature. Bushmen, they dressed in skin. Okay, first I drew Makoko and the girl, and then we saw Makoko's face, and then the guy who commissioned the work is like, yo, Makoko is whatever that she's looking at is something serious that she's earnestly looking at it. So I had to think of what it is that she's looking at. And the water theme. Yeah, I was like, okay, I had done now the sea. I had spread the waterfall into a sea. I had not placed the shapes at that time, but then I think the narrative to this mural expanded there. I was like, what, let me just do something that is along our history. That's where it came. So let's bring shapes, let's put shapes here. Because I was against putting anything that is man-made, a man-made structure. I wanted to do 100% nature. Everything natural, trees, mountains, water, rocks, waterfalls, bushmen dressed up in skin, with like the weapons that they made themselves.
And animals.
And nature's symbols. So the thing like a ship is a man-made craft, you see. So that also is that ushering in of that era of black people learning the way of man-made thing type life, like expanded into technology, mirrors at that time, and things that we didn't have knowledge of that we came to know. And this depiction here, it is the before that, like before we got tainted with that external cultures from outside countries. This is before that, when we still had that purity, when we were still intact, in touch, one with nature, one with our origin, and where we came from, our roots in Gatlagatas, because that's what my guy was like seeking, something indigenous, something natural, something relative to water. So my grappling with those subjects, water, indigenous, peacefully, I sort of came up to this. But even though the peace subject about this now is like, it's now, I would say it's now like a peaceful kind of mural, a theme that depicts peace. Is now it's more of a depiction of an impending doom, an impending, struggle, an impending. And when I saw that this now is depicting that, I was like, you know what, bro? This may depict that, and I know you wanted something that's more peaceful. I was like, freedom is something you acquire like through war, like sometimes you have to fight for your freedom, for you to have peace. I spoke about this book that my dad used to read, which is Freedom Through Military Victory. So it just made me think about that one cannot have peace or freedom without having gone through that part that they fought. You see, even now we probably are still in the fighting type of era of our lives, that our land is not fully gotten back to us ever since they took it. You see, there's still a matlashla and stuff. I'm not racist per se, because I know these events were under God's jurisdiction. Nothing happened without God's witness or knowledge. When the white man came here to teach the black people the Roman alphabets and pass the scriptures down to them and whatnot, that's the will of God, as I believe that. We see all these things that were like bad for our African people, as this picture depicts that premonition or that impending kind of fight that we are going to face for us to win our freedom again, or to know who we are in that sort of sense. So it's straight from depiction of peace to the depiction of like acquisition of freedom through war, or acquisition of peace through a struggle, which is like basically for me what the mural reads, and how the sense I had as I painted it, because I obviously wanted to meet the brief, but when I saw that the brief is like not 100% met, I saw the theme is like now straight to, so then I was like not shy to state it. This is now what it is. Now it's no longer what what you would have liked it to be. And now he's cool with it. And yeah, the theme, one color, the monochrome, just having it in one color, I think it somewhat maintains that sense of tranquility and peace. There's not too many colors because obviously in nature there's like red, there's pink, there's yellow, there's orange, there's so many things. And if I put that there, blue water, blue sky, brown mountains, green trees, it would have taken another sort of image. We would have been like, oh man, my eye wants to focus there. But now I think you can see the thing as a whole in a unified sense in that one tone. So yeah.
Since this is a private place,
Yeah.
do you think ukuthi the future of walls ematabhini wabantu, this is the future? Most walls now are going to be decorated with such murals because it looks beautiful.
As I discussed with the guy who commissioned this, I was saying art is not, to be put in private spaces. It's more to be publicized, more especially a mural of this caliber or this magnitude, this size. It's like it needs to be seen, even if it's by a market, maybe like 50 people or 100 at least, So even I, when I'm painting this, because I've already spoken with the person that lives here, he wants to host events. You see, he's still working on that, so he might host some events. I don't want to give you a hint what kind of events, but some events whereby this space might be like more so open to the public. The public can come in here and buy their drinks and whatnot and get some accommodation here and things like those, just to give you a little hint. Even I'm not too sure what, but yeah, when he hosts his events, he the one that asked for this brief, and okay, somewhat I try to take the brief. So I'm thinking a lot of people are gonna see this. So yes, if one of his friends or one of his contacts, one of his co-workers or whatever sees the work and asks for my contact, you get the answer to your question may arise. And that yeah, maybe you might see these murals more in people's private properties. Because I already did one in my friend's private property in Rodiport. You see, that's a private property. Even in you say clinic, that's a private property, even though it's like more like a service rendered for people. And other private properties like the one in Meerdale, there was someone's house. The one, which one is? I think there's other private properties I might have done, which I'm not remembering right now. But car washes as well also do fit. But the one that you asked me, I think the more in this category of being given an artist license in someone's backyard or in their private yard, whereby the artwork is not seen by the neighbors, but it's seen by the person owning the property. I know that person owning the property is gonna use it occasions and events to invite people so that they can see or so that they can because it's not something that you want to keep private. If it's something like this, you want to somewhat publicize, and when you publicize it, you want to do it in style, So he's probably gonna host all these events. I don't know though, 10 to what time. Yeah, or maybe when he does his housewarming, because he's still building the house, When he does the housewarming things, he invites people over. Then he will open up the wall and things like those. So yeah, maybe more people might be interested in getting there. I hope so as well, that they want to get their walls painted there in their yards. Yeah, I thought the buffalo herd, because when I thought about African riches, most African people are rich from like herding cattle, herding cows, herding sheep and stuff, shepherd men and herdsmen. So I thought of the one common, symbol of riches in Africa is like bulls. So it's like when someone has a lot of bulls, like they're rich, but these ones are not like bulls that you can tame or herd, or keep for yourself. These are wild bulls, Yeah, even though they're not evil beasts. I wouldn't want to put it in a lion or a crocodile, a beast that kills other creatures, That's now gonna Like I want to show this mural as like
it's no longer
it's disturbing. It's no longer peaceful now. Yeah. So even though the Bushmen are about to like slaughter one of the bulls and maybe eat the meat, I thought that's part of the lifestyle of the Stone Age people. You know, the Stone Age, the caveman, and we were talking about this theme. The caveman, they threw spears and people throwing spears at cows and stuff, or you know, this picture, it's kind of like the modernized picture, the version, because the Stone Age people, they did this on cave paintings, rock paintings in caves.
Yeah, they hunted with those rockets.
Yes, and they used to depict things like this. They used to depict cows there on the stones and spearmen and bushmen throwing bow and arrows and things like those. So this is like the modern depiction, the 3D depiction. This we're not in the Stone Age time now. We're in the technological era, but we're still keeping that theme as we're trying to in this technological advance of the material we have, the exposure we have to like execute this kind of work. I know with spray cans and whatnot. So yeah, I still feel the team. Yeah, it's still relevant to the primitive, subject of our people, that indigenous time that they spent here in Africa.
Okay, now I see it's a connection. Why did you choose those goals? It connects perfectly with that arrow pointing at them.
Because I was about to say, among the clean beasts in the scriptures, there's like the beasts with split hooves that chew grass. Yeah, and I think these ones fit that category. You can check, because long Shakama reference, one of them seems like they have split hooves, and these guys graze. If they graze, then they are ruminants. They probably have 5 compartments of stomach where they chew grass and regurgitate it, they chew it again, and before they take it to the last compartments of stomach, defecated. So it's a clear beast. These guys can kill and eat. Thanks, man, for coming through. Thanks for coming along, man. It means a lot, bro, for you to come through, take this shot and this interview, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, and whomsoever gets to see these artworks, so I really appreciate the time you took to watch this video. I hope more such videos come and they get publicized, and I really do look forward to my friends here's work, because it's amazing. I think you guys should subscribe to his channel. It's called MHTV. Yes, EIMET or CH. Please, spell it out for them in the screen, man. I may have gotten it wrong, but it's MHTV. Yeah, thanks, y'all. Peace.